Hey everybody, this is Unpossible, a endless runner with some predetermined spots with the way that it sets up the walls. Not a whole lot with the settings, music on off, sound on off, graphics high or low, which is, I'll leave it on high to show what it actually means. Just some lighting stuff slightly changed is pretty much what high and low means. But what this game is, oh yeah, and God Ray things. The lighting you can see going through the walls. But with this game, it's an endless runner with some predetermined things. What does that mean? Whenever you get to a certain point in each run, after like 30 seconds, it'll switch to this. After 40 seconds, it'll switch to this. So you're able to predict what might, or what is a possibility that will show up, but it's still random enough that whenever you actually get to it, you can still mess up, in which there's slight randomization, but you can still screw up. This is the slowest, besides Cruise, that you can actually play on. There's 3 speed difficulties. With the slowest one, it's just pretty much extremely simple, and you would have a really hard time to actually die on this version, on this game mode. The higher difficulties, pretty much just faster, and the patterns that you have to memorize for the different sections are different. It's a fairly simple game. I've had quite a bit of fun. I've had the thing where, oh, I'm like 1 second away from beating my best. Okay, I'll try one more time. And then one more time. And then one more time. You'll end up being, like, you'll just get sucked in for hours, it feels like. Unless you actually have something to do. And I've noticed it feels like Super Hexagon, if that makes any sense. Where, okay, if I try one more time, I can beat my score. But you also have to memorize the different patterns. I turned too quick, that was my fault. But there's daily, and then there's the normal one. From what I can tell now, do not bother with daily. Daily does absolutely nothing. You want to do the normal version, which is this. Simplicity, Feudal, and Ultra, I believe, are the 3 different speed modes. And I have to say, the soundtrack, with each song being so short, though, sounds amazing. I love the soundtrack. Hell, I would love to buy the soundtrack separately if I could. But from what I can tell, you can't do that yet. But this game feels fun. It feels good to play. You can play with the mouse and with the keyboard, not the mouse. But there's no sensitivity options for the keyboard. The sensitivity option in the settings menu is only for a controller and only for the analog stick. which you can make fine adjustments like that, or just spin as wildly as you want. The dead zones I've felt on the sticks are actually really well whenever playing this. I'm using a Rock Candy Xbox 360 controller, and it feels fine. It feels good to me, if I actually notice how quick I'm going. Ultra is what feels like completely different because it has a completely different setup. It has moving objects, and the patterns are completely different from the other two. If you, if you don't see something coming, it's a very high possibility you will just die. Because the way that the circle is set up, you probably won't be able to see your next thing to pass through. And I've noticed the actual hitbox for your character is maybe 1 or 2 pixels wide. So think of a bullet hell gun and how small the hitbox is for those, and apply it to this. The field of view is fine. I would like to see it increased slightly or have a field of view slider added in, because I know some people just would not want to play the game without it. But it feels fun to play. I like it. I've had fun playing it. And I obviously really suck at the game. Though each mode, the daily and the normal one, have separate scoreboards. So you can go to the normal one, and bam, there's a score. Go to the daily one, and bam, there's a different score. For each and every one, there's a different one. Which, at the moment, of course, the developer is going to be on the top of the board, because he's had most time with it. The mobile version is, I want to say $1.99, and the PC version, I want to say it's $9.99. I forget off the top of my head. I'll fix it later, though. But I would get it on a sale because there's not all too much to do in the game. Just go left and right and dodge. But it was a fun game. I like it. I would recommend it. And after I die, that'll be it. I'll see everybody later.